In Brooks County, Sheriff Benny Martinez tells us he's not seeing unaccompanied children coming through his county, but his deputies are seeing plenty of adult immigrants being smuggled in by the cartels. Martinez says Brooks County is a hotspot for illegal smuggling because there is a border patrol checkpoint south of Alfurrias along Highway 281. Immigrants end up trying to walk around that facility, meaning walking through some of the hottest and driest stretches of the Wild Horse Desert. Over the years, thousands of those immigrants have died trying to get through this area. Sheriff Martinez believes it's time for Republicans and Democrats to come together and try to solve the border problem once and for all.
And I think it's going to take both parties to sit down and reach some type of, agreement on this immigration reform and try to sit down and create it. Because I think if they create that, we're all going to benefit from it. I definitely will. I wouldn't have to pick up these bodies that are left out there to die.
Sheriff Martinez says he only has a couple of officers to handle the human smuggling going on out there, so he has to rely on the Department of Public Safety and Border Patrol along with Alfurrias PD to help keep a watch on the cartel smugglers.